far below the elegant decks of the RMS Titanic. Beyond the reach of sunlight and far from the luxury experienced by passengers, existed a hidden network that powered the entire ship. Please subscribe. This was the coal system, the foundation of Titanic's energy, the unseen force that kept everything moving. Without it, the engines would fall silent, the lights would fade, and the ship would become motionless. The journey of coal on Titanic began long before the ship ever left port. Thousands of tons of coal were carefully loaded into large storage areas known as bunkers. These bunkers were positioned along the sides of the ship, close to the boiler rooms, allowing for easier access during the voyage. The arrangement was not random. It was designed to support both efficiency and balance, ensuring that the ship remained stable as fuel was consumed. Once the ship was underway, the real work began. Coal did not move automatically. It had to be transported manually from the bunkers to the boilers. This task was carried out by workers known as trimmers and firemen. Trimmers were responsible for managing the coal in the bunkers, breaking it apart and moving it toward access points. Firemen then took over, shoveling the coal into the furnaces that powered the boilers. This process was continuous. The boilers required a steady supply of fuel to maintain the heat needed for steam production. If the flow of coal slowed, the production of steam would decrease, affecting the ship's speed and performance. To prevent this, workers operated in shifts, ensuring that the system never stopped. The physical effort involved was intense. Coal had to be moved by hand, shovel by shovel, in an environment filled with heat, dust, and noise. The boiler rooms were some of the most demanding places on the ship, requiring endurance and coordination. Every movement of coal contributed directly to the ship's ability to move. The design of the coal system also played a role in the ship's operation. As coal was used, its distribution within the ship changed. This affected weight balance, which had to be managed carefully. By controlling which bunkers were used and when, the crew could maintain stability and ensure that the ship remained properly balanced in the water. Another important aspect of the system was efficiency. Coal was a valuable resource, and it had to be used effectively. The goal was to produce as much energy as possible from each load, minimizing waste while maintaining performance. This required careful control of the fires and a steady rhythm of work. The connection between the coal system and the rest of the ship was direct and immediate. The coal fed the boilers produced steam, and the steam powered the engines. This chain of energy linked the lowest levels of the ship to its movement across the ocean. Every turn of the propellers could be traced back to the work happening in the boiler rooms. From a broader perspective, the coal system represents the industrial nature of Titanic. While the ship is often remembered for its luxury, it was also a product of heavy engineering and manual labor. The contrast between these two aspects, the visible comfort above and the hidden effort below, is a defining part of its story. Looking back, the coal system of the RMS Titanic provides insight into how large-scale operations were managed in the early 20th century. It shows how energy systems depended not just on technology, but on human effort and organization. It also highlights the importance of the people behind the process. The workers who handled the coal were essential to the ship's operation. Their role may not have been visible to passengers, but it was critical to the journey. More than a century later, the image of Titanic's coal system remains. Powerful reminder of the effort required to sustain such a massive vessel. It is a story of movement, energy, and the connection between work and outcome. In the end, the coal system of the RMS Titanic was more than just a method of fueling the ship. It was the heartbeat of the journey, the source of its power, the force that kept everything in motion. And deep below the surface, in the heat and darkness, it was the reason the ship could move forward, driven by carried by effort, and sustained by those who worked unseen.